This week's guest is the creator and host of Why Sarasota. I'm Rob. This is the Sarasota SpeaX Pre-Show, tailored by Tweeds. What's up, everyone? I'm Rob. This is the pre-show tailored by Tweeds. When you are looking to level up your style game, come on down to any of our Tweeds locations all across the state of Florida and beyond. If there should be a QR code on the screen right now, feel free to screenshot. Click on that for some more information. This week's guest is Rich Tyson, creator and host of Why Sarasota. Welcome.
Thanks. Happy to be here, bud.
Absolutely. So tell us a bit about how Why Sarasota got started.
Really, the purpose was, being an agent from up north, real estate agent. I exported people for 10 years to beautiful places like this. And people were always asking me, Tampa to Naples, why should I come to Sarasota? I was answering the question reactively and decided to proactively get out there and do it with some awesome media behind it.
That's awesome. So prior to making your way to Sarasota, you mentioned you were up north. Tell us a little bit about what you were doing, and for you, why Sarasota?
To me, Sarasota, it was not New York. That was the first benefit to it. But came down here during COVID, stayed at the Westin, played golf with a buddy, fell in love with the area, and decided, if doing real estate for 10 years, if I was exporting people, I could come down and be on a far better side of the equation and import them instead. And very happy to be here now 3 years.
That's awesome. So of the people and companies that you featured on your series, are there any that have been interesting, that have stood out, anything that stories that maybe stand out to you that you've learned about the community?
Actually, the companies are fantastic. It's a lot of fun. The restaurants, roofing companies, all these other awesome things that I get to feature. Probably the most rewarding was actually interviewing my buddy's grandparents who retired 30 years ago in 1994 and moved down here. And he just turned 99. She's now 93, I think. And just hearing their story of how they kind of found this place, fell in love with it, were snowbirding for a little while, and then decided to call this their permanent home. And they've been here, like I said, 30 years. It was a very rewarding episode to shoot.
That's awesome. And last question. I know you know about Tweeds. We have something in the works with you. Anything that you'd like to share about your experience so far with us?
It's fantastic. I came out of a meeting and figured out I was going to be emceeing the Sarasota Christian School Gala in September. I was like, I need a tux fast. And you guys were the first people I called. Looking forward to seeing how it turns out. But the selection process, the measuring and all that, quick and easy, made it very painless, and looking forward to seeing the end result in a few weeks here.
Awesome. We are as well. Cool. Well, I think that is going to do it for this week's pre-show. Remember, when you're looking to level up your style game, come on down to any of our Tweeds locations. Check us out, tweedsuitshop.com. Visit us on Instagram at tweedsuitshop. Stay tuned for a quick sneak peek of this week's upcoming episode with Rich Tyson.
We see this a lot, right? When it comes to marketing, when it comes to getting yourself on camera, and a lot of people will either start and quit or want to start and never start. What has kept you kind of pushing through all that?
To me, it's my go-to market strategy, right? So like I can either spend my time calling 100 people that bounced into a website and hoping that somebody calls me back, or I can spend my time reaching out to people and saying, hey, I want to come feature you, get out. It's another reason to get out, explore, find a new place to check out. New restaurant, whatever. So to me, it's part of my work week now is going out there. The prep, I'm very fortunate. I don't have to worry about editing the videos. It would be far worse if I did. And I've actually even kind of shortened what I used to send people a lot of questions ahead of time, depending on the organization I may. But now it's like I like to just show up, like, give me your 30-second elevator pitch. Like, who are you? What do you do? I've usually got some other ideas in my head, and then from that extrapolate. Like, okay, here's the 5 things I want to hit on. Let's go. And people are usually pretty good with that. So, but to me, the biggest part is just reaching out to people, getting it scheduled with the media people, them making, and then getting the correct B-roll and all that good stuff. So it's not just like a hostage video of me standing there next to somebody on camera, right?
With a bit of chokehold, forcing them to answer questions.
But you film everything on location. That's not as easy as people would think, right?
Oh, it can be tricky.
It's tricky, right? Because you're in different conditions every single time, different audio conditions, video, light.
Think about I had
another club with Gary.
Yeah, I do.
I had
the trucks going by.
Yes. I had my second spotlight coming in town. It was a roofing podcast, and we had some work going on outside, and one of the staging fell, and it took out my transponder as soon as they got into town. They traveled 3 hours to come interview my awesome roofing company.
Oh yeah.
And then kaboom, went to shit.
Transponder. What do you mean transponder?
The thing that gets the power into his building.
Oh, so you
electrical
transformer.
term. Transformer. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Transformer. Went out and
I'm like transponder.
I thought there was a thing on the table over there.
I thought you were talking about like a live
Transformer. So all the power went out. They had to cancel the spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just a shit show, and I felt really bad.
Well, I've had it where, you get there and the guest forgot you were coming. Bill Martin, I went to interview him the first time. Like I pulled into Lakewood Ranch in his apartment, the power goes out, or it decides it's going to downpour for that 1 hour block that you've got scheduled somebody. And it's like a total outdoor shoot. Yeah. So there's been some tricky stuff that comes along the way.